Money Masters and Treasure Hunters, welcome to the February 15th fantastic Friday TGIFN St. Patrick's Day edition of today's Closing Bell on the Tom O'Brien Show. I'm your guest host, Steve Rhodes, filling in for Tom this evening while he is en route to California. So we played a bunch of California music before the show. And, folks, if you haven't had a chance, if you're anywhere near San Mateo, what you want to do is get over to the homepage of TFNN.com. You will see Dynamic Trading Strategies. It's a workshop that he and Daryl Martin will be holding tomorrow, sponsored by Nadex. It's from 8:30 to 12 noon. All the details on the homepage of TFNN.com. Great education, prizes galore. It's going to be a great day, a great morning, great way to kick things off for a weekend out there. For those of you not familiar with me, I kick things off for TFNN each morning at 9 o'clock with my opening bell call on the Trader's Edge, and that's followed up with the Money Masters show from 10 to 11. I'm author of Mastering Probability. It's a newsletter service for investing and trading. It's usually out by 8 a.m. each day and covers the equity, the futures, the Forex, commodity, the worldwide markets, covers everything. Enough about me, folks. This show is about you, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today, and my outcome is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools so that each of us can lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is my favorite tool out here. It is called Become an Ant. Ants, folks, they live by a 4-part belief system, a success philosophy that each of us should live by. Belief number 1, ants never quit. If an ant is headed somewhere and you try to stop it, it'll find another way, won't it? They'll climb over, they'll climb under, they'll climb around. They keep looking for another way. Folks, never quit looking for another way to get where it is you're supposed to go. Belief number 2, ants think winter all summer long. Now, this is the most very important perspective out there because summer does not last forever, and therefore, ants gather their winter food in the middle of summer. Belief number 3, ants think summer all winter long. I think that's even more important because in the winter, the ants remind themselves that this winter won't last long. They know that on that first warm day, they're out of there. And, of course, if it gets cold again, they'll dive back down in the earth. But as soon as it warms up, they can't wait to get out. And belief number 4, how much will an ant gather during the summer to prepare for winter? That's right, all they possibly can. This, my friends, is the way to live. Never give up. Always look ahead. Focus on what you want. Stay positive. And most importantly, do all you can do. Let's go take a look at these markets and see what they've done here today. First day in 2013. Well, not first day, first Friday in 2013 that the Dow has closed lower. Snaps its 10-day rally out there, but only closing down 25 points out at 14,514. The composite closing down about 10 points out at 3249. S&P's out at 1560, down 2.5 points out there. S&P's actually the Russell 2000, the strongest of the indexes. The Russell 2000 closing down 58 pennies, basically unchanged out at 952. Our call number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call. Would love to hear from you. If we go take a look at the S&P 500, we take a look at today's action out here. 1576.09. That is on the horizon still. The Dow, until the Dow either breaks the low of the swing point from October of 2007, either the low or the top, we're not really going to have a lot of information. Right now, we're on the elevator on the way up. And right now, all that today was just a little pause on its way up, most likely to 1576. But the key is going to be breaking the swing point. No information really being released to us today, just basically a sideways move. In fact, if you joined us this morning, if you're listening in on the, in fact, it was the 10 o'clock show, was the Nadex Bull Bear binary option show that we do on Fridays here at TFNN, gave out a trade. Those that took it gave you the exact target where to move to. We'll take a look at that maybe a little bit later on in the show. And that's a reason to join us on at 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. In fact, a few days ago, gave a nice trade out on the Great British Pound. So we'll take a look at the currency pair there as well. But with regard to the S&P 500, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, and, you know, this show streams live. So if you're listening on the radio, if you're listening while you're driving in your car at tfnn.mobi, I don't want you to do this. But remember, you can always catch the live stream of this by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see the button with those 3 smartphones. Click on that. This show will go live. We're taking a look at the S&P 500 right now. And, watch for if the S&P does pull back a little bit further on Monday, works off this overbought condition. What you want to be paying attention to is that 1546.72 level. The S&P could get down there and close back above it, maybe 1550. Actually might turn out to be a buying opportunity versus a selling opportunity. I think what the S&P wants to do, just like the Dow has done, just like the Russell 2000 has done, just like the composite has done, it too wants to join its brothers and sisters. It wants to get up over that 2007 high. That price again is 1576.09. If we go check in on the SPYs here, let's first go take a look at the SPYs on the weekly chart, see what that is doing. The weekly chart, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, you can see that nice rising price channel coming off of the March 2009 lows. The 2 red horizontal lines going across my screen here, 154.54, that's the swing point low from October on the weekly. That's what you're paying attention to. The volume, there's nowhere near the volume so far as the SPYs. Now we're going to want to watch that volume. In fact, I'm not going to actually go back. Well, I'll do that in a moment here. But it's the 157.52 number that you want to be paying attention to. But the SPYs and the S&P, the numbers will be a little bit different just simply because of dividends out there. Pay attention to the S&P cash index out there. Again, that number was 1576.09 or the 1546 level. Let's go peek in here on the let's take a look at the other indexes. Let's go take a look at the actual Dow, see what that is doing. Now, of course, over its all-time highs here, or creating all-time highs here each and every day. Today's high was 14,539.14. Yesterday's high, 14,539.29. Really not a bearish candle out here. In fact, this is not. Whether this is the start of a move down or not, don't really know. But what I do know is that all moves down are marked by bearish candles. In fact, right now, we're taking a look at the daily chart of the Dow, and if we come back to the time frame of May of 2012, you got your bearish candles on May 3rd, 2012. That's when it started to move down. We do not have a bearish candle today. If you take a look at the candle on September 17th, 2012, as the market was began to pull back, you had a bearish candle there that showed up, and then you really started to get very bearish coming into the end of September, right around September 25th. We had a bearish candle. Last time we really saw bears out here in the marketplace, in fact, the last time was on February 25th, 2013. Nearly almost a month has gone by. No real bearish candles out there, and that's really all you need to wait for. But I think it's really the S&P number that you should be focused on. If we go take a look at the ETF for the Dow, the diamonds out here, let's go take a look at the diamonds. Diamonds today, as we take a look at it. I don't have the weekly volume on update for just a little bit on my system. Through yesterday, though, volume was about 30 million shares. And today, in fact, I'll just switch this down to a daily chart. I've got the daily volume out here. Pretty good volume inside 10 million shares here. Markets don't end at highs on with the volume out there. So yesterday's volume, only 5.3 million shares. Now, options expiration, so that's going to explain a little bit of it out there. But still, nonetheless, the diamonds having 10 million shares. No bearish candle out there, even inside the diamonds. Let's go out to California. How about that? Let's go out to Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, Steve?
Good. Where's Martinez, California?
Not too far from where they're going to have their thing tomorrow in San Mateo. It's probably about 30 minutes away from there.
Okay, great. Well, I want you to go up there and give Tom a nice big bear hug.
Well, I'm right there in the same camp. I'm a big bear, so we'd.
Well, then good. Then go give a big haircut, and you'll see all that hair growing out of his ears.
It'd be a mutual bear hug, I'm sure.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. You wanted to take a look at Baidu. Tell me what you're doing, how I can help you.
I've been short it for a while, actually, before their earnings, and it looked like they might have broken one of your famous hammer candles today.
So we're taking a look now. Which candle are you looking at here? Are you going back to?
Back
I'm just wanting
December.
To see. You're looking at the December 6th level.
Yes.
Okay, so December 6th, actually that's more of a high wave candle, which means the market had lost its direction out there versus the hammer. But, Brent, will you stay on hold as we go into this first break here?
Sure.
Absolutely. We're going to come back. We're going out to Martinez, California, to Brent. We're going to take a look at Baidu. You, too, can get in on the action. Just give us a call, 877-927-6648. As far as the commodities out here, we had gold flat, $15.90 out there. Silver down 8 pennies. Crude up 47 cents. We'll be right back, folks.